Nando, what's up, buddy? All right.
Is there like a capital L or something?
No, everything is lowercase. Last El Kendo, last El Kendo.
Oye, no me grites, bro.
Bro, I'm on camera, man. Don't let everybody know I'm screaming at you. We got Bruno here too, guys. I'm gonna let him hop on at some time. Some PRMG Dayland. He got
You on camera?
for all of you on camera, I'm sorry.
Mira, a la próxima vez, mejor que ustedes están aquí. All right, we got croquetas, we got los pastelitos, we got todo, okay?
Saborealo ahí.
Tenemos coladita, los Mec Café de Manny. Mira, para los que quieren, please, man, please help me. You guys are going to make me gain weight.
I think you could start money if you want.
Okay, cool. So how you doing, guys? My name is Manny. I'm one of the managing partners here for Kendall. Nice to have you guys here. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of things that you could use to prospect. I see a lot of new names, so that's good. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of insiders to be able to take your business to the next level, and things that we do here in the office to help you, get ahead and start making some money. Okay. So I'm a firm believer that you should start off, small. Like if you're a new agent, I feel that, if you get something and you could have some time set up to work, bigger fish or whatever, do it. But if you're starting off and you feel like you're lacking a little bit of confidence, or you want to start small, you think you don't know it all, I suggest starting with rentals. It's a good way to put money in your pocket. I never discredit rentals. I try to do them all the time as well, because rentals is something that you could build up and you can make anywhere from, zero to $10,000 a month, pretty much, doing rentals. And I know people that kill it and just do rentals. And think about it, it takes you 45 days to be able to do a sale, at least, unless it's like a cash deal or something that they're crunching. But typically it's 45 days or 30 days, something like that. And the rentals will keep you afloat, it'll keep money in your pocket, and it'll keep you comfortable in between, so it's good to do. Right now the market is tough, so my suggestion is try to get the person to get engaged. Don't waste too much time. If it's fit, for those of you that know Facebook Marketplace, it's a very good spot to put up properties and advertise. We have properties that we could use that we have permission from other brokerages, which George has done a great job at making these relationships with other brokers where they allow us to use their listings to advertise. And we have a list of those. For anybody that doesn't know the list of those things, just put it on the chat and I'll get back to you on that and let you know what's up with those. And then also, on Facebook, on the MLS, there's a thing I'm going to show you guys. Let me see. Let me share my screen. Let's see here. So Facebook. Oh no, sorry, not Facebook. The MLS. Hold up. So on the
We'll be able to see this video after? I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm recording it. I'm recording it.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm gonna log into the MLS because I'm not logged in, and I'll show you guys. You can see my screen, right? What I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see it.
All right, perfect.
We are not seeing it.
Oh, because you're not on the computer. I'm not casting it because I'm doing this. So if I cast it there, it's gonna kick me out of here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you have Chrome on that?
Yeah, I could do
make that
both.
easy for you. Yeah, I can do both.
Okay, give
You
me a
wanna help you
second,
out?
guys. Let me cast this as well. I didn't know I could do both.
So look,
I got my boy Bruno here.
is that, let's see. There you go. Boom.
Okay, so man, they made me multitask today.
I got the tricks.
He
Alright.
just got next to the computer.
I'm here to help you guys find solutions.
I knew how to cast. I just didn't know that I could do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can see your password. No, I'm kidding.
Just don't kick me out. All right, guys. So you could. Oh, somebody's in my. You already got in. Damn. All right. So you guys can see my screen, correct?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So when you look for a rental, you know that you come here, and then you could put right here where it says list broker code. You could put the codes like ours is LSIR01. You see how down here it's 5 matches? That means that we have 5 rentals available, right? Oh, hold on, because this is the thing about casting that you have to update it every
Oh,
time.
no, you don't.
No?
I got another trick for you.
Hold
So
on,
look,
Bruno
when
with his tricks.
When you do,
I have a quick question.
you can click source,
That-
and you could do desktop.
Oh.
And then all you got to do is you got to disconnect it, right? And then reconnect it.
Uh-oh.
It'll work. Don't worry. And then
When you get the chance, I have a question on
Go ahead,
those broker codes.
Let me know.
What happened?
Go ahead. Let me know your
Where do you get those? I mean, I was able to get a few from another agent, but I'm not sure where I could get like more of those broker codes, or is it just those? I think it was like 6 that he gave me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
There's only about 6. Okay.
Yeah, because those are the ones. Remember that we're not supposed to advertise other people's stuff. The reason why
Right.
we're able to is because George has built relationships with these other brokerages, and they allow us to. But I'm gonna show you another way now. As soon as my
Okay.
engineer Bruno here gets this.
I don't know what just happened to.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Oh man, now he's making me look bad.
I'll cast mine. But yeah, weird. Unable to constrict the screen. Oh, TV remote. Probably what it is. You got
No,
it?
but that's on the casting channel. That's on.
So it probably switch your channel or something. There it is. Hi guys, sorry, trying to help them out here. By the way, Bruno, PRMG Dayland, part of Lifestyle Fam. Just here to help out. Any kind of financing questions, I'm on the chat. We'll be here to help you guys out if anything. Is it a Chromecast that's on that? Is what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy then.
Look, it's this one that we were on. And that's the one that's connected. Well, I can't believe they tried to write on the you the dry erase marker.
So yeah, look, ours, all you have to do is
If you
hit
want Chrome-
desktop.
If you
and
could
then,
cast it from yours.
Yeah, I can do that.
that'll show.
Yeah, that way you could keep going.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that.
No, sorry.
Sorry, guys. Let me get back on this. Let me see. Okay, you still see my screen though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see everything.
All right, cool. Let me open this up a little, and let me go here. Okay, so the broker codes go here, as I was saying, and we have 5. So if you put a comma, you could add more, right? So I'm gonna put RESF 01. You see how it jumped up right here to 23. So now you could put another one, like they say Julie's Realty, Jules 01. It jumped up to 35 and so on, right? That's one way that you could use these broker codes and use that information to list as your own. I recommend to always go through the notes on all of these things, right? and make sure that you like. I like to put up stuff that has easy access. So like that, you have 10 properties. Let's say that you're advertising, but you already know that you could get in through a lockbox, you could get in through a Supra, and you don't have to scramble. Call them first. Be personable with the people. Hey guys, hey, how you doing? Listen, is this rental still available? I would like to show it, or whatever the case is, right? Make sure it's available because sometimes they go through. Please mute your. Please mute your.
So you could mute everybody's mute on your somewhere on
No,
your screen. I know you can mute everybody.
okay. That was Bruno again.
Take 5 steps forward. Sometimes you gotta take 2 back. Okay.
Nah, just kidding, guys. He's trying to help me there. So yeah, guys. So those are the broker codes. Always look at the notes, guys. Sometimes they put outlandish stuff, like don't work for free. I've seen stuff where they're not even paying. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to those things. Make sure that they're fair with the compensation. Make sure it's available. Make sure to talk to the agents because that goes a long way. And as you guys know, today's market is a little bit crazy. There's not a lot of inventory. A lot of people try to get both sides. A lot of people try to do their thing and not, they're not very courteous. So a good way to avoid all of that is to be personable with the people. Talk to them beforehand. Hey, listen, I would love to work with you. What's a way that I could work with you? Like, how would you prefer for me to submit an offer or whatever, right? Just to make a little small talk. So that's one of the ways. And then right here, if you guys haven't added the fields yet, you could add the field right here, right? So I'm going to show you really quick. You just put the word okay, and then it says okay to advertise. You add it, and that's going to be now on your search, right? That's going to be one of the tabs that you have. I already have it, so I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to put here okay to advertise. You have no, yes with arbitration not required. That means that you don't need permission. And then this one means you need permission with the written broker approval. So do this. And you have 71 properties right here, you see? And then you guys, let me see. You guys saw that I switched over to Facebook? All right, so let me show you here where you would put the properties, right? So you come, this is for the newer agents that don't know. Sorry for you guys that do know, but I want to be able to show them. So, and this is recorded, so you guys could always go back and hear this. So you create a listing right here. You go here where it says home for sale or rent. Bless you. And
Manny, can you mute everybody?
let me see, because I'm looking at the screen, but I'm not looking at the whole thing. So let me see.
Yeah, that's your boy Bruno. Jump in.
Yeah, Bruno left, man.
Because the sneezing is excessive.
Say somebody else.
So mute all. All right, cool. I'm learning. All right, I muted all. Thank you, Tally. So, all right, guys, back to this screen. This is very simple. If you have a Mac desktop, you could put the pictures from the MLS and just slide them onto your desktop, right? It's not going to make you number them. If you have a PC, you have to number each one because if not, it's going to look like a replica and it's going to ask you to replace it. So you put the pictures here. It allows you to do up to 50 pictures. I would put the best ones, so you could do more listings. If you're brand new to Facebook, I would actually take it easy and like do maybe one property a week and then start adding groups gradually. Because one thing that I've noticed that Facebook, with all this censorship going on, is that they think that maybe you are trying to like do something or some type of fraud because they see that you're just posting it all of a sudden and you have never done it before. So for the new agents that are getting Facebook now and they're new to it, try to wean into it and not to do everything at once, because I have had agents that get blocked, and then it sucks because they can't do anything through Facebook Marketplace. So that's a little pointer there. Put your pictures here. It's going to ask you if it's for rent or for sale. You put for rent. Rental type, if it's a house, apartment, or townhouse. I like to do houses. The reason why I like to do houses is because most of them are not associations and you can get it approved way quicker. it's not so much of a hassle as like having to go to an association and applying and all of that. And you could move in way faster too. The bedrooms, let's say 3, 2, right? 2,500 bucks. I'd say now the rentals have gone up a little bit. So I would try from 1,800 to like 3 grand to put things. I think that's a good, if you put too low, they're gonna fly even faster. So, but you can do whatever you like. The address right here, let's say, blah, blah, blah. And rental description. When it comes to the rental description, make sure, guys, to go to where the description of the property is, right? And read through it. The last thing you want to do is copy paste, and then you have the information of the realtor and things that pertain to that company. So you could put up what they have, but just make sure to take off their name and their number, because you're trying to advertise it for you to get business. If you do that, they're gonna go straight to them, and you don't want to do that. So let's just say whatever description. I'm just gonna type whatever here, and then it's gonna tell you the square footage, right? Say 2,000 square feet. The date that it's available. Always make sure. Don't assume that just because it's on Facebook. I mean, sorry, not Facebook, on the MLS that it's available, because sometimes they'll put a date of like October. So make sure, put it here. I wouldn't waste much time putting those, because, unless you want something for the future, then you put it, let's say October 1st, that it would be available to see. And then laundry type, if it has laundry in the unit, that's inside of the dwelling. And if it's a building, if it's in the building, if it's laundry available, then that, I don't know why they would put that one, because if it's in it's either in the unit or in the building. You're not going to be like, oh no, yeah, my neighbor has it, it's available. So that one, I don't know how it pertains, but I guess. Or you could put none, right? And then sometimes they put the information on the MLS, sometimes they don't. A good way to double verify is to go through the pictures and you see the unit, and always ask if they're going to stay, parking type, whatever type of parking it is, whether it's a parking garage or street parking. Oops, hold on, this thing kicked me out. Street parking or none available, right? So typically, I just put parking available. The air condition type is usually central AC and central heating. Cat friendly or dog friendly. If they're yes, then you put this. If not, you just leave it. And you go to, let's see, the next. It's not letting me go to the next. Oh, maybe because the pictures. Let me see. Could be that. Let me put a random picture in there.
You have to put pictures to go next.
So, boom.
Put at least one picture.
All right. Shameless plug. All right. So now next, and boom. That, I think that's already. You put next again. And then here, this is very important, guys. These are the groups, right? That Facebook Marketplace will offer you, if you want to be a part of. I also suggest doing this little by little and adding one group like every time you post something, because like that, not only are you showing on Facebook, but you're showing to these particular groups that are looking for these things. So like if you see this one that says compra, venta, alquiler, that would be a good one. Jesus. That would be a good one to have. Classifieds in Miami, different groups. Like try to add as much as you can. Do it gradually. Again, they'll kick you out. And then you just publish it. Boom, right here, right? You could do the same, guys, for a property that you want to put for sale. A lot of people don't typically go on Facebook to find houses for purchase, but sometimes you'd be surprised that they do. And a lot of times you convert these rentals to a purchase too, because they're looking for something that's $3,000, that's $9,000 they have to come in with a little bit more money. They could put down payment. Some places you could do where they do closing costs, like developers, and there's other programs and grants and stuff like that people could use. If they don't have the money, you could try it, or if they have the money, then it'll be more of a slam dunk. But I would always do that. And one thing that is good to do too, when you get them in the rental, you start preparing them so that when they're up with their lease in that year, they're ready to buy. So you're proactive and you're already helping them get to the next step. And Bruno with PRMG could help you, with guiding your clients like that. You could set up a meeting. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, and because it's potential future business and stuff like that.
Man, you mind if I chime in there with you real quick?
Sure.
I'm coming
Bruno
on
wants to
camera.
chime in again.
Here to steal the show, guys. So once again, I know we're a little bit, kind of trying to get everything organized last minute, but once again, welcome everybody. Bruno Ferretti, PRMG Dataland, and head of Dream Team Lending. We actually have Mabel here, who's part of the team. Just want to take a second to introduce ourselves and kind of try to help you guys. I'm assuming that it's a lot of you guys are newer agents, kind of trying to get your feet wet. Manny, sir, if you can, let's do a little, come in here real quick. I have kind of a little bit of an idea. Most of these are new agents, just still kind of trying to figure things out, right?
Correct.
So I'm someone who I really believe in the psychology of real estate, right? What are people looking for? How can you help them, right? How are you going to make yourself stand out? Let's be real. Everybody has a tío, a tía, a primo, or prima, someone who works real estate. And how are you going to stand out? Well, knowledge, which is something that Lifestyle really provides to everyone. As you guys can see, we have trainings across the board every single week on all sorts of different topics. That one thing that Manny mentioned is really, really important. And that's being able to capitalize and make the most out of your clients, right? A lot of people say, oh, I don't do rentals. Well, if you're starting off, you kind of need to get your feet wet on everything. The important thing is, like Manny mentioned, if you guys start to understand what to look for, sometimes you have someone that is trying to rent, but we could sit with them and find out that, hey, look, they think they have a bad credit score, but maybe they don't know that the minimum to purchase for FHA is 580. Maybe we can convert them into a purchase, which obviously is, much better for you guys as well. And like Manny mentioned, right? Every single client should be your client for life. But that's not going to happen because you gave them one rental. I myself am not a real estate agent, but I have helped many, many real estate agents go from 0 closings to multiple closings per month. That is part of what our team is known for. So one thing that I would tell you guys is stay organized. If you give someone a rental, put yourself a reminder on your calendar, right? Okay, their rental is up in let's say we're doing it right now in August, or September, next September. So I'm going to make a reminder on my calendar to follow up with them every 2 to 3 months. Hey, how's it going? How's the dog? How's the family? Just basic, kind of keeping that relationship alive. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, man.
Agree?
I agree.
So just chime in, guys. I'll be chiming in and out every once in a while just to give you guys some feedback.
Thank you, Bruno.
You guys are in the hands of the master.
Thank you, Bruno. So yeah, guys, that's a great idea. You never know. I myself have converted a lot of rentals to buyers, and it's relationships, really, guys. Like the whole industry is about relationships, because you never know how you impacted that person, and they'll be so grateful that they'll bring people to you. Like, man, you know what? Manny helped me, and I was able to get a rental, and the market was crazy. He helped me out. You know what? Use Manny. He's a great guy, and it happens, guys. Now that this whole training is about prospecting, but I'll give you guys a little bit of another little thing that I got from George, actually. He had seen that one of the guys in Jersey, every time he does a sale, instead of buying the client's things, like I used to buy every client a barbecue, right? Because I thought that a barbecue was something that they'll use over and over, and it would be a topic for them to talk about, right? Man, my realtor got me a barbecue, or every time they make a barbecue, they think about me because I bought it, right? But another great thing is that George told me, and this may be around the same, it may cost about the same to do, is housewarming parties. Hey guys, I just did one where I told my client, listen, I want to host a housewarming party for you, and I'll bring everything for the party, okay? As long as you invite me. So you go with business cards or whatever, and you be yourself and have a good time. But when people ask, they're gonna talk about the house, of course, because it's brand new. It's a housewarming party, so the whole topic is about the house. So that's a good way to get in there and get with the people and touch bases and pass out your card. You may not get something that same day, but you know what? You'll get something eventually, because they'll feel like, man, this guy really went out of his way, or this girl went out of her way to do this nice thing for this, for my friend or whatever. And that's awesome. I love to crash parties, baby showers, weddings, anything that I can. It's also a good way to prospect, you know. Pick a hobby where you meet people that are good prospects, like golfing. I don't like golfing, but you know what, I'm willing to try and learn because there's a lot of people that are successful at golf, even tennis, whatever you could get into, you know. The Latin Chamber of Commerce or whatever. There's not so much business that comes out of that fast, but you could do it. Farmers market set up if you guys ever want some support and use any of our flags or tents or whatever it is, and you guys want to set something up. You know, you could do something nice. Do a raffle for people that are showing up. You know, have them register and they have to put all the information and they have to be there the whole time for the raffle. You could partner up with a lender like Bruno and say, hey Bruno, you know, let's do this, man, and see what we get out of it. I'm pretty sure they're willing to chip in as well and help you out. So as far as the Facebook marketplace, that was one way to prospect, guys, and you could do that for rentals and for sales, you know, if you wanted to. I would say that for the sales, stay around the sweet spot of like 300 grand. There's not a lot of people looking there for like $600,000 properties and stuff like that. It's just my opinion. Okay, you could try it if you like. Now let me go back to the screen here.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You mentioned like setting up at farmers markets, let's say. How do you get that approved by, I guess, the farmers market that you're gonna go to, or like the event that you're gonna go to for tabling?
Well,
Do you know?
you have to ask, of course, like that. Usually there's a cost involved. I know I used to live in the beach and Lincoln Road. They have farmers markets sometimes, right? And you ask the main person and you register for it. So you pay for it, let's say it's 100 something bucks or whatever. I think those were little, those were like 30 something bucks. And that may not be the best place because it's a lot of hustle and bustle and people are not gonna sit there. But you could do it somewhere like botanical gardens or something, or even make something up at a park. Because you know, a farmer's market, it's a little bit unconventional, I would say, because people are there to purchase things and things like that, but they will allow you, or set up like some people have. Like I have a good friend that's an adjuster. I always hit him up when I have events that he could be a part of or that I could be a part of his. I've done events myself, you know, that had a good turnout. Usually you could ask, you know, even I remember one time going to UFC gym and they had a whole bunch of businesses there. It was like 100 something bucks. I didn't know of it, but I would have loved to have done it, you know, because people are there hanging out, they're eating, they're talking. If they're interested in buying a home or entertaining the thought, they're going to pass by and check you out or at least take information, you know. And if you do something where you do like a nice raffle and you make it something nice, you may spend a couple $100, but you engage the people to stay and watch the whole presentation or whatever it is. Okay. And okay, so now you're welcome. So now that you know how to use the marketplace, let me show you another thing that I use. That's a free way. The marketplace is a free way of doing business. I suggest doing it. Um, Guys, like you, if you're shy or whatever, that's a great way to meet new people and get out of that shell. And you're gonna do it with a lesser amount of money. So you're not gonna feel the same about losing a client that's a $1,500 rental to a $300,000 sale. You're gonna be like, damn, I shouldn't have practiced with the $300,000 sale, you know. But with the rental, like you get to like learn how to talk to people, how to show the houses and interact, you know, because I know sometimes people get scared. And it even happened to me in the beginning where I'll be at the lockbox sweating, like, oh man, I hope this shit works today. And like, oh my God, it's not opening. Let me call the agent. And it was probably just a mistake and just because you're nervous or whatever, you know. But demeanor is a big thing. And I would always like play it off, you know. But yeah, I would get nervous.
Manny,
What's up?
question for you. Is there any one thing that you do, just one thing that has allowed you to become a top producer like you are? Or no, it's multiple different things.
Multiple different things. I'm like guerrilla marketing. Like I'm not great at marketing. I'm not techy. I'm not whatever. I'm not all of those things, but I try my hardest in like being like an octopus, right? And I put up stuff on Facebook. I put up stuff on Rent Links. I um I go to restaurants and I just like start conversation with people, hand out business cards. It's a longer process, but it's good because you meet people genuinely. Go to a cigar shop, go have a drink by yourself, go with your buddy to a cigar lounge. You know what I'm saying? We've been, I mean, George is great at this, and Dennis and I do it a lot. Like, I don't do it so much now because I have a newborn baby, but you know, whenever I can, I try to do these things and go out and get out of my shell and like meet people. You know, it's a difference from being networking with your own people. You're not gonna get any type of business, or going to these realtor events. Like, to be honest, you're gonna be talking to other realtors, so you're not gonna get much business. I honestly think that's a waste of time. But it's good to know people in the industry. And right now, for the market, in that sense, that's good. But for clients, you want to do other things where other people are not at. Like, what good is it to me if I go to, let's say, a restaurant and I go with 5 of my realtor friends? Like, we'll get people, but damn, I'm with 5 of my realtor friends. So like, I don't want to be in competition with my friends. I'd rather have my own lane and do my own thing, you know?
It doesn't. So one tip that I always give people, for myself and mortgages, right? Because just like you guys, we have to generate our own leads.
Right.
PRMG is different than Wells Fargo or Bank of America. All we do is mortgages. Right?
Okay.
So we don't just have walk-in clients with a checking account that we offer them a mortgage to. We're just like you guys. We do not make a cent until you guys close as well. We close together.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I always tell people is always, wherever you go, people have to know you're a realtor, right? I'll give you a perfect example. If I come up to you right now and I'm like, oh, hey, Manny, how's it going? Hey, if you ever need a mortgage, hit me up, and I give you a card. That's not effective. But what is? Why do people love Manny? Because you look at Manny, you're like, oh my God, that guy, he immediately calls your attention because of his height. And even me, right? Let me, so they can see it, sorry. Even me, I'm 6'2", and I look at Manny, I'm like, oh my God, right? And then you talk to Manny for 2 seconds, and you're like, man, Manny's awesome, right? So one of the things that I think new agents get scared of is oh, how am I gonna mention I'm a realtor? I don't want to look like I'm pushing myself on someone. You don't have to. Just go up every time you walk into a room, wherever you are. Guys, during the pandemic, I was returning an item at Best Buy, and I was in line, and I looked around and everyone's separated and quiet, and I go, man, I'm so tired of this pandemic, really loud. And everyone in line started talking to me out of nowhere. And then I'm like, oh, and how are you guys holding out? How's your business? And this one guy's like, oh, I'm a plumber. This other guy's like, oh, I'm an electrician. Everyone started talking. And then eventually it comes around to me. What do you do? Oh, I do mortgages. Oh, no way, man. I hear the rates are low. Are they low? What do you know? I got 3. It was 3 people from there that gave me their contact information and inquired about a refinance. So it's the same thing with you guys. You don't have to be pushy. You don't have to be walking into everywhere handing your cards out. People in Miami are secluded. Think about it. Miami is one of those places in the world where if you wake up and you're leaving the house in a rush to get to work, and your neighbor's coming out at the same time, and you wave him good morning, you're like, oh, hey, good morning. So they're going to be like, oh yeah, who's this guy? Why is he talking to me? And get in his car, right? Be the difference. Be the one that comes out and is like, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, what do you do? And off of that, you open people up, and they'll naturally ask you what you do. If you are not letting people know what you do every single day, you will lose sales, right? You can be a realtor. You could think, oh, all my friends remember that I'm a realtor. But guess what? The moment that they decide to rent or buy, they're going to freak out, and they're not going to know where to go. They're not going to think, oh my God, that's right. Manny, my best friend from high school, whatever it is a realtor. No, they're going to go online, and the first place that gets your attention is going to get the sale. So make sure that you guys are posting something every day on social media, that you guys are interacting, that everyone is reminded daily that you guys work in real estate in a way that's not pushy. I think that the Lifestyle family is very good about that. People will post, hey, look, I'm here at a training right now, guys, everyone on this chat, take a picture of us talking and be like, Lifestyle International Realty, love what I do, love helping clients to rent and buy, whatever it is, but remind everyone every single day, because if not, you're leaving leads on the table. And another tip, everyone has their phone? Check this out. If you grab your phone, who wants probably somewhere between 100 and 5,000 leads for free? If you go to your phone app and you go contacts, right? And you scroll, let's see, contacts, and you scroll all the way down with this little slider thing here to the bottom, it will tell you how many contacts you have. guys, reach out to your friends. Send a mass text message. Hey guys, just checking in. If anyone needs help with real estate, I'm here to help you out. You know, go through your contacts list. Just remind people you're not trying to sell them anything. You're just letting them know, hey, look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but if you ever need anything at all, I'll take care of you. Good tips, lead generation, and it's free. Just wanted to chime in, guys. Trying to help out however I can.
Thank you, Bruno. I appreciate that. And guys, he's right. That's a great way. Like, even with my branding here, you see my little beer logo. Some people clown me, say, "Oh, bro, you're a barber," and whatever. I'll take whatever it is because they'll ask me about it, and then I'll use that to come in and like tell them that I'm a realtor, or whatever. And I've found clients in the most weirdest places. I've even gotten in a fight with people at like Sergio's Cafe that skip me in line and be like, "Dude, what are you doing? You just skipped me." And then I've turned it around and gotten them engaged with me, and it turned out like a friendly thing. You know what I'm saying? T-shirts and stuff like that's also cool. If you make stuff that say stuff about you being a realtor or whatever, I'm gonna make stuff for my group that has like the logo and stuff, and it doesn't say anything about real estate. It says the beer group, and it may say lifestyle on the sleeve, but they'll be like, "Oh man, what is that?" And they'll get intrigued, you know, because it'll look cool or whatever. What Bruno's saying is good, to reach out to your own people. I'm gonna teach you a way how to do it so that it doesn't come across as like, "Yo, I'm in your face and I'm just talking to you because I'm in real estate now and I haven't talked to you in 5 years." George taught us a way, which is group to text, right? If you have an iPhone, group to text, actually you could text everybody. They don't know it's a group text, and you could hit them with something like, "Yo," like, of course, don't do this to a like 80-something-year-old friend of your grandma or something, because it's gonna be a little weird. But like people that you know, like you could put them in sections or whatever. Say, "Yo, what's up?" And then when they hit you up, you engage in a regular conversation as if you would, "Hey man." And then when they engage back, they're saying, "Hey, what's going on?" You'd be like, "Hey, look, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, man, but I just wanted to catch up. How's everything, you know?" And then have a normal conversation. Don't talk directly about real estate, because they're gonna get it out of you, and they're gonna ask you, what are you doing now with your life, and what are you gonna, you know, what have you done, where have you been the last 5 years? And then you could get into it and wean into it in a way that's not so in your face, right? So I learned that from Marvin. Marvin is really good at that. A mistake that I made in the beginning, I got my business card, right, the digital one, and I started sending it to everybody. "Hey, I'm in real estate now. If you need to buy, rent, or sell, call me." Blah, 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 blah. Dude, that sounds so impersonable. Is that the word, or did I make that up? That, you know, it doesn't sound right, because, coño, I haven't talked to you in years, but the first thing I'm going to tell you is that I could help you with business. That's not cool. So what Marvin does that I really love is that he used to be a personal trainer, right? And he'll just call people out of the blue and start talking. "Hey, how's life? Papa, how's everything?" They're like, "Cool, man. What's up with you? Are you still training?" "Oh, man, look, I'm not training anymore, but if you need anything, I'm willing to help you out, but I'm actually doing real estate." And then boom, the people would automatically engage. And that's something that I feel that he does that's very nice, and it's not in a pushy way. And I really like that. Shout out to my boy Marvin. I still got your baby. I washed it for you. All right, guys. So let me go now. Now, since we told you about the Facebook Marketplace, I want to show you this. This is Rent Links, right? So this is like $69 a month or something like that. Once you start making a little bit of money, I don't want you to go out and start spending your money on everything that you think is going to generate business, because I've done that and it hasn't been cost effective. A lot of places are fugazi, and the leads that they give you are not good. They promise you 1,000 things, and you ended up spending like, you know, a couple $100 every time, and it's not effective. I've heard it over and over. So this is another way of getting business, which is Rent Links, right? You get the membership, which is like $69 a month, and make sure that when you do the pricing, you do month to month, and you don't press free trial, because it's gonna charge you $600 up front. So make sure you do month to month, okay? Try it for 1 month.
The beard. Can I ask a question real quick?
What's up, buddy?
Sorry, man.
You're
You
good.
mentioned the digital business card. How do you have a link for those by any chance, or like where I can get that?
I do not, and I think I do it like a getaway, but
Yeah.
usually whoever makes you business cards, right? Like let's say you go to Live Colors or Jason or whatever, right? And they give you the little proof. Get that proof and just cut it out. Like crop it out, and then get the front of the card and the back of the card. And that's
Gotcha.
pretty much what I use. You know, there's people that do
Gotcha.
digital business cards and stuff like that. I've had people gift me like the little pop-it thing on the phone, but you know,
Right, like a
that's
QR or
cool
something
because,
like that.
yeah, because that's in person. But if you're not in person, like I do a lot of cold calls, so I'll tell them, listen, I'll send you my information. Send them the
Mhm.
card. It looks kind of cool that they're getting something, you know, digital. And
Yeah, it's convenient. Thank you.
no problems, man. You always want to give it to them right away. The biggest thing about, you know, generating business is really follow-up, guys. Like I do cold calls, and before I will get overwhelmed, or I'm very disorganized. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I write in 100 notepads, and then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that, or oh my god. Now, like I'm getting better now with a calendar on my phone, and I'm putting everything on the calendar. I bought a board for the office, right? And I write everything down, and we're doing a good job of keeping each other accountable in my group, right? So then before I would lose the lead, and I'll see that they list with somebody else, and I get super pissed off. Now I'm on it every time. They're either gonna get very annoyed that I'm following up so much, or they're gonna give me the business, or they're just gonna not do anything at all. You know what I'm saying? And if you stay in their face, think about it. The persistency is key, guys. Consistency también is key. You want to be consistent, you want to be persistent, and you want to do both those things so that people know that you're willing to be there for them and that you're really serious about it. A lot of agents, they'll follow up one time and they won't follow up from, hey, how you doing? Are you still, bro, somebody ate your lunch already. You know what I'm saying? So be good at the follow-up. I would say when you engage, hey, listen, when can I follow up with you again? And they tell you a month, do it in half a month. Do it in a couple weeks. You know, that helps. So back to this website, Rentlinks, right? In the bottom right here, I got grandfathered in, so it shows here that I have 37 of 50 properties. When you guys go in, it's gonna say 20 properties, right? That you could put 20 properties. A lot of people tend to get this right, and they subscribe, and then they'll come in and they'll put 3 properties. Guys, it's not gonna work at all. I could guarantee you it's not gonna work, right? You fill the 20 properties, sit one day, even if it takes you 2 hours, 3 hours to do, sit one night, do this, right? Go on the MLS, pick the juiciest, nicest properties and put them up here. This is very simple. You add a property, right? You pick what it is. If it's a house, like I like to do, you put the address, then just like Facebook Marketplace, everything here is self-explanatory, guys, right? You put up the pictures, you put up everything, all the information, and then these properties are gonna once you submit it, it's gonna go to a whole bunch of websites. Let me see if I could show you here. Like you see this one was just posted, right? I got 0 leads from it, 6 views. Look at this one, 51 leads, 159 views, 156 leads, 196 views. I haven't taken these off because I still get business, and since the market's been going so fast and things are going like this, by the time they call me anyways, on a lot of them, they're already gone. But I at least engage them and say, hey, you know what? That one's not available, but I would love to help you out with another one. Would you allow me the opportunity? And boom, I would say 90%. No, you know what? I'm willing to say 99% of the people say yes. And you could get them on another property, you know? Try to update them as well, because you want to, you know, try to get stuff that's up or whatever and is actually active. Another thing is that this website, it's a little bit more serious than Facebook Marketplace, right? And this website, when you post here, it goes to a whole bunch of websites. It goes to Zillow, Trulia, Zumper, Apartments.com, Hot Pads, Show Me the Rent, like 20 something different places, right? So you're not only showing in one spot. I think that's a great tool. And this one is Rentlinks, and it's just for rentals. All right. I suggest once you start getting a little bit of money, you get one rental, guys, and you paid for this thing for the whole year. Okay. And this is a cheap tool on how to do it. Something that I've been doing, and I've learned from people here in lifestyle, you know, because we all get little bits and things from everybody. Uh, this one was actually an agent that just does a whole bunch of rentals, right? And she would come to the office and just stay here and have everybody come to the office. So I tried it out, and I told some of the agents that are newer, hey guys, set up an appointment for the office and tell them to come here. If they come here and they bring all their criteria, right, then that means that they're engaged. they didn't waste your time. If anything, they came all the way over here, and if it doesn't work out, they wasted their time. But they come here and they have their credit check, their background check, their income, and then you do the rental application with them, and you show them the rents that are available live, right? So you not only do you get all the things that you need, you know that they're serious. You engage with them, they see how you work, they come see a beautiful office, and they're like, man, this person is the real deal. It's not some Joe Schmo taking a deposit or anything like that, and trying to rip me off. It's actually somebody trying to help, right? So that's a great, it's a great tool, because you bring them here and they're engaged. If they don't come here and you go to 100 properties to see 100 different people, a lot of those people don't even show up. It's happened to me. And I do, what the hell, like, that sucks, but it is what it is. People are, they are how they are. So you want to make sure that you maximize to your best potential. I have one question here.
So they do all the paperwork here then? The rental agreement and...
Yeah. So the question is, if they do everything here, the answer is yes. Because if you bring them here, you could guide them through it. You do the tenant app, you get a feel for them. You get to know, like, beforehand, you're going to get to know whether they could or could not do it, and they bring all their paperwork, and you're almost there. I'll give you a little tip, guys. If somebody doesn't have credit, like their credit is shot, you could always say, hey, look, my client's credit is not all there, but would you accept another month of security, right? You have to think a little bit outside of the box. Would you accept another month of security? And typically a lot of people would, because it's an extra security deposit. If they don't come through, they have enough time to pay 2 months of rent and enough time to evict them, or whatever the case may be, right? Something else is when you deal with people that are undocumented, right? That they don't have socials or whatever. I learned this from Johnny. Okay, shout out to my man Johnny, a Dominicano loco, ya tu sabes. So Johnny told me, hey, instead of saying, oh, my client's undocumented, say, what's your process for dealing with foreigners, right? It sounds much better. It sounds like you're not putting them down, like they're really important. Hey, what's your process of dealing with foreigners? And that's a good way to get away from that touchy subject, So those are two little tricks there that help. Something else that I do is we have a platform which is RedX Vortex, right? Which is a platform to call for sale by owners, for rent by owners. And basically there I go to the for rent by owners, and I try to get a month, right? Because they're renting on their own. I tell them, look, would you work with me with 1 month, right? Would you pay me 1 month if I brought you somebody that was fully qualified to rent your place? And I would even so much as to do besides the screening, I'd do an interview, right? Whatever it takes to get them to to give all their information so that they get accepted, right? A lot of these people, they would do it. A lot of people, no, I want to do it on my own. But guess what? If you do a rental for like $3,000, typically you would have to split that in half, right? That's $1,500. But if you do $3,000 and you tell them, hey, look, I'll do it for 1 month, and if you get, like, I don't even put it in the listing, okay? Because you want to do this fast, and you want to be able to get them to trust you and not have any type of ties. So what I do is, hey, listen, you have this property for $3,000. I could bring you somebody. If you let me market it and you let me bring you somebody, would you pay me a month? If you rent it before me, I lose out, right? But if I get it rented, you pay me the month. Would you agree to that? If they say yes, get it in writing, guys. Then when you do it, get the check to Lifestyle. You pay Lifestyle the 10%, and you get the difference. So out of a 3-month rental, out of a $3,000 rental, you get $3,000. Lifestyle gets $300, right? And then you made their $2,700. That sounds way better than getting just one side, right? So let's say you did 2 or 3 of those a month. That's like doing 6 regular rentals. So that's a way to really like get ahead as well, If you guys want the password for that, let me know. I typically don't love to share it because I'm gonna tell you guys here. A lot of people tend to take advantage and add their own things to this platform. Guys, we're nice enough to pay for it, right? And give it to you. please don't take advantage and start adding things to adding features and downloading geo leads, because that costs us money. People have been doing it, and I'm being upfront because that's the way that I am. I'd be more than happy to help you guys, but in the same token, please look out for us and don't do things that are going to cost us more money when we're being fair enough to give you leads for rent by owner, for sale by owner, expired listings, and foreclosures. That's a lot of business, you know. If I see that I give out the password and stuff like that and people take advantage and they still do these things, then it's just gonna make me want to take it down and not share it with anybody. Okay? And I'm not trying to be mean, but that's just what it is. Does anybody have any questions until now?
Oh, no, for now, you've explained a lot of good details on things, so appreciate that.
No problem, Julian. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm sorry for like the rough start and stuff like that, but then the whole Zoom thing was like, yo, could you do a Zoom? Yeah, I got it. Let's do it. And then setting that up and then having everything else work together was a little bit of a mission. But for next time, I promise you that I'll know beforehand if it's going to be a Zoom and I'll have it ready. Something else that I do, guys, I like to cold call. If you come here to Kendall, I'm pretty much here every day. My team does a good job at like showing up here every day too, and we take turns on the phone. I'll be like, talk to him because my signal's a little bit rocky. George is gonna beat me up because he's been telling me to get Verizon forever, and I still have T-Mobile. But we have a landline here, and we take turns because a lot of people's phone signal is bad. So we take turns, and not only that, we give each other constructive criticism. We joke about it. It's a good atmosphere for newer agents that were scared to be on the phones. Me being there, giving them that constructive criticism, them giving it to each other, laughing at the mistakes. It builds the confidence. I'm gonna actually bring one person that has been getting awesome at this, and he's one of the people that in the beginning was like, bro, I don't know, this and that. So Chris, I want people to meet you. This guy is, how old are you?
19 years old.
19 years old. Come here and tell these wonderful people in lifestyle what has been your experience and how you have liked to do cold calls and stuff like that.
What's going on, guys? My name is Christian Cepeda. I've been here now for like 7 months in the lifestyle family. And like Manny was saying, we joke around with the calls and stuff. I get on the phone almost every day, and it's great experience. You get to build up momentum as well. And I feel like if you get better on the phones and you build up that experience, a lot of the times that's the best way to get business. It's prospecting, and that's one of the best ways to get business. Ask any realtor who's in the top 1%. They'll tell you they door knock every day, or they have a good schedule and they cold call for the most part.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And how do you feel from when you first started cold calling to now?
From
when you first started cold calling to now, like how do you feel?
Oh, like I feel a lot better, obviously. Before, when I did my first cold call, I was like really nervous. I didn't know what I was saying. And then obviously I got constructive criticism. We were joking around. Like in this one call, this lady was like, oh, I'm moving up north to Ocala. And I was like, okay, so where are you moving to? Like I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't really listening. So, but that obviously comes with experience and listening and just being engaged, guys. Just being engaged and asking questions. Be in control of the phone call. You don't want the client controlling you, of course.
Thank you, man.
That's important.
I appreciate that, my
problem.
brother.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
Yes.
Do you have resource?
Yes,
That's
of
what
course,
I
it's
do,
working.
That's we had a question here live whether it's working for him, and he's had results. And yeah, Christian has got a nasty on the phones. He looks young, but he has that deep voice. And honestly, I'm very proud of him. Like, he's come a long way. In the beginning, he used to get nervous. We clown around a whole bunch. There's times where we don't even call and we mess around and like joke with each other or whatever, But it's all part of the process, man. And it gets you like to go to the next level. And not only that, if you want to start off and you're nervous, don't burn the leads in your neighborhood. Burn them like far. Like we're not in Broward, right? And I don't like to work in Broward personally. So when I have new agents, I tell them, look, call Broward. If you get anything, like you'll work it, right? But if you mess up, at least it's in Broward, which is not your market, or mess up with rentals, and like just get out of that shell. A lot of the people on my team are really young, and I've noticed that just the repetition of doing things has gotten them comfortable. And that's where you need to be, because if you're comfortable working with people and talking to people, then it comes easy, and you won't feel nervous or anything like that. Even in the beginning, before I was in leadership, I had to talk in front of people, I would get nervous as shit, and I'm like, oh damn, I'll start sweating, my voice will start cracking, I'll run out of breath, and I'll be like, hold on, because I was nervous. Like with time, guys, that goes away. I'm not nervous anymore, and I could talk to anybody, and pretty much like it's your demeanor too, man. Like one thing that I've noticed, and we had a talk the other day. There's a guy, and this is just my opinion, right? There's a guy in Livon's group, right? That he's young. He just got into real estate, but he's kicking ass. It's Alexis, right? And somebody asked me, man, how does he do it? Like, how is it that he gets so many listings? And how does he really do it? I go, honestly, man, I think that it's demeanor, because the kid comes dressed like money. He comes with a nice car. Now he got a new car. Big up to Alexis for that. And I feel that the way that you carry yourself has a lot to do with it. If you go in there and you're a little slouched and you're like nervous and this and that, he comes in with that energy. He comes in like he has to get that listing, like he's the man, and that has a lot to do with how you get business, and I really respect it about him and his grind. I think that's very important. You got to look the part. You got to, you know, even if you're not there yet, fake it till you make it. George could tell you, I used to come in with a suit every day when we had an office in Brickell. People thought that I was the broker. People thought, and I was like, dude, I do Uber on the side because I'm trying to make it. And there's no shame in that. Ask as many questions as you want. Do your thing, man. It's how you're gonna grow. Forget about the critics, forget about everybody else. You got to do this for you, and this is your business. Of course, you have the people around you that you got to love and respect, but at the end of the day, you do this for you and your family, so you got to shine for yourself and always be there for others. uh so these two things. Any more questions before I move forward? I'm gonna give you some more little nuggets. Chris, give me my space back, bro. That's it. Your 15 minutes of fame are gone. Nah, man.
Sorry.
What's up?
Hey, hi. How are you?
How are you?
You said it's a good idea to call owners when they post the rent by owners, right? Right?
Yeah.
Where do we get those leads from?
Well, you know what?
Zillow.
You could get them from Zillow. Yeah, you could get them from Zillow. On Zillow, they have all the information, and like there's platforms too, but they usually scrub the information from Zillow. If you want, I have another platform. Reach out to me. Whoever wants it, reach out to me, and I'll share with you. That's the one I was saying, to be respectful and not to add things to it. But I don't mind sharing. I feel that there's money out here for everybody, and in these platforms, really, whoever gets the lead or the listing, they're the ones that want it. So there's no really. I don't have anybody put notes. I don't think about anybody else's phone call. I call. If somebody already called them and they don't want to speak to me, fine. But I call because what if the person before me didn't close them and I could close them? I'm not gonna be like, damn, I'm not gonna call because they called. There's been times where I've called and people have called here, and we both showed up to the appointment. When it comes to that, it's survival of the fittest, really, because why are we gonna waste the lead if somebody else could get it? Somebody else may not be as nice as you on the phone, or that day that person liked you better. Like, look, the other day, I got beat out to a client, right? And I got the lead at night. No, I got the lead at night. The other person did too. They reached out to him that night. I was gonna reach out in the morning, and they got him before me, and they liked them. Like they engaged and they liked them. That was Wendy. And then I'm like, Wendy's like, oh, I'm gonna go, Manny. I'm gonna go to this appointment. You want to go with me? Like, you want to help me with this listing? I'm like, sure. Give me the address. When she gives me the address, I'm like, oh man, I was just gonna call that guy this morning. That's the same lead. And she's like, oh, there you go. So we went and we got it. $760,000 in Aventura. A great investment property that's worth like 1.3, 1.4 once they fix it. And he's about 150 to 200 grand worth of work. If you know anybody that would be well, actually I have it under contract. So next time I get something else, I'll let you guys know, if you have any investors or anything like that. I know Miguel usually likes to buy these up too, so always touch with your peers and share information, guys, because you never know what they have that you may need, or something that you need that they may have. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. Something that you have that they may need, or something that they have that you may need. And sharing information, you guys get to know that sometimes just by being in the office. A big important thing about being in the office is that if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. So if you're in the office and I see you and I look here in front of me, I have Myrna, and there's nobody else here in the office, and I say, and I'm busy, right? And I can't do a showing or something. I say, hey, Myrna, look, could you do this showing for me? Or Myrna, do you mind working this buyer with me? Boom, she just got half a deal or whatever it is that I discussed with her. So it is important to come to the office. I'll give you another one. One time we had a walk-in, and I thought it was like a lady to go to one of the clinics, right? Because that's typically what we get. Oh, ¿dónde está este médico or whatever? And I tell Jeff, hey Jeff, go see how you could help them. I like to be nice because I've also talked to those people that come for other things, and I give them my business card, and I got a rental like that, a commercial rental like that. I've gotten people engaging with me, looking for something else in the building, but I told them I do real estate, and they're like, "Oh man, I'm actually thinking of selling my house." Boom, there you go. You never know where your next deal is gonna come from, right? So you always have to be ready, have business cards, be personable, be nice. You know, just because they're not coming to my office doesn't mean I can't gain anything from them. I even walk them to the clinic sometimes. You know, if it's an older lady with a cane or something, so that they feel that welcoming. Yeah. So somebody walked in the office, and I'm like, "Oh, Jeff, go check them out, bro. See what's up, what they need." And it ended up being a person walking in because they wanted to buy, and Jeff got that deal. He actually has it under contract right now. And I was like, damn, next time I'm gonna run to whoever's at that door. You know, it just goes to show you guys, like sometimes you think a deal is a dead deal. I used to be in the car business. Some guy came in chancletas looking like he was homeless, and everybody said, nah, you get him. You get him, man. I don't want to help that guy. And I was brand new, and I was like, you know what? I am gonna get him. I sold him a car that I lost $2,500 on, right? And I made $4,000 because they had a special bonus that if you sell that car, they would pay us a nice little spiff. I think it was a spiff. I don't know. I asked George. He was in the car business. But yeah, guys, you never know where your next deal is gonna come from. Always be nice to people. Always be nice to agents, and try to engage with them, because even if you could get them to come to lifestyle, guys, do that. It's always good to grow the family. I always try to engage with the people and try to get them to come too. You never know when you need their help. If you're an ass to somebody and then down the line you need them, like they say they have a listing, but you were an idiot to them months prior, they're gonna think about it twice and be like, nah, forget this guy. This guy treated me like crap. It happened to me once, where the guy, I wanted a property. I called the buyer directly, and I told the buyer, listen, I want to buy this property from you. He's like, no, I have a realtor. Send them the contract. Send them the contract directly. You're good. When I called the realtor, he was mean. He was like, no, I have somebody else. I'm like, bro, how could you have somebody else if you don't have it listed on the MLS? It's still on Zillow with the owner. Why are you doing that? I'm letting you keep both sides of the commission. This is the deal for me. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine, bro. Do what you have to do. Call me if it becomes available. He called me a week later. Hey, Mr. Sanchez, listen, the deal fell through. I'm like, yeah, I thought so. I talked to the owner. The owner's like, oh, look, I'm not going to do it for the same price. I'll do a little more. I'm like, all right, cool. But this time around, I'm going to keep my commission, and I'll do the deal because it was still a good deal. And months later, I have a listing in Whispering Pines. And here comes this agent. Hey, the beard, what's up, buddy? I'm like, hey, Brian, what's up? And I was like, okay, this guy's here. I didn't do anything revengeful. Like, I would have picked this deal if it was the best one. But I had other deals that were like a little bit better. But if he would have been nicer to me and he would have had a relationship, I would have gone a little harder to try to get his accepted, because it was so close, So then I just explained it to the client as it was and let them pick. But if I would have had if he would have had a better relationship with me, I would have rooted for him. Like, hey, look, I know this guy. I've dealt with him. He's a super nice guy. He's professional. I know that the deal is going to go through well. So always be careful with the way that you treat people, because that could always come back to bite you. And that's it for that. So let me see what else.
Can I give an example of that?
Sure. Bruno, again.
Trying to keep the content fresh. So another good example of that is I had a client who was referred by an agent, right? Me and my team were always instructed, try to keep the client with the agent no matter what, right? That's very important to us because we develop a partnership. So this client, with this market, when she found a home, right? She got the contract accepted. However, the listing agent told her it has to be with my lender, and this agent did not feel comfortable. She's like, Bruno, they're already taking title. They want us to use their inspector. Like, at least I know I can trust you. I know that you'll guide us and help us. I want, at least for you to do the financing. But they would refuse. And the clients were starstruck by the house. And they're like, man, we've been looking for 2-3 months. We don't want to lose this house. So, I'm like, listen, I'm still here to help you. Even if you have questions, go for it, unfortunately, we tried, we even got like an attorney kind of involved to see what we could do, but ultimately, it was going to be, look, either take the house or, not. And we always fight to keep that relationship together, right? So I assumed, because I had been working with this client for about 6 months to get her ready, that, okay, that was it. She got the house. And yeah, this weekend, I got a call from her. She's like, hey, Bruno, we ended up canceling the contract. My husband just didn't feel comfortable. That lender was not treating us right. Something was just fishy. Something was just off. We ended up canceling and taking a break for about, a month and a half. And we want to get going again. What do we need to do? And I was like, okay, perfect. So sometimes we're put in these positions that are stressful to us, right? And we're like, oh man, are you kidding me? I've been working with you for 6 months and now you're going to leave me. I'm not making a dime off of this. But don't freak out. Treat that client well. You never know what can happen. And you get that referral back, Again, it's be friendly, be nice, If you're doing your job well, the client will understand, they'll almost like feel bad and they won't want to leave you. But what you're saying is absolutely true. Keep that relationship alive, even if it's a little bit of a stressful situation. Do your best. Do your best. Don't ever be pushy. Don't ever truly pressure anyone. And you'll be surprised how many times people will come back and you will get that commission again. Or they will refer you. I've had people that I pre-approved that didn't qualify that wound up sending me and that agent their family members because they're like, man, they did such a good job. They made everything so clear. So just a little tip for you guys there and, kind of adding some validity to what Manny's saying on this stuff. Back to Manny.
Yeah, man, guys, that's true. And then you're always going to remember when somebody did something unfair to you. I'll give you an example. My best friend was looking for a house, right? I've been going through deals, 6-7 deals, and I haven't been able to strike one, right? So there was one deal that he liked the house. The agent tells me, Manny, if you switch lenders, I guarantee you the deal. And I was like, damn, that sucks. Like, who's the lender? They're like, PRMG. I'm like, I'm already using PRMG. They're like, oh no, but it has to be this one from this office and I don't know where, right? So I'm like, listen, is that the only way to do the deal? She's like, yes. So guarantee me the deal, right? I called the lender. I'm like, man, this happened. I'm so sorry. They're like, look, we understand if it's gonna get in the deal, whatever. I do everything that I have to do so that lender helps me now, so I could get the deal. I was able to keep New World. They wanted New World, but they wanted another one. But I'm like, look, we have a partnership with New World. I want to keep New World. And I don't see the difference. It's the same owner of all the offices, and I want to use mine. They're like, okay, look, we won't fight you on that. So I had kept New World, but then she hit me up with like, oh, I'm sorry, we went with another offer, Manny. I'm like, are you serious? Well, whatever happened to you, like, you're guaranteed that if I use that lender, that it was going to happen. So now you pulled my client's credit, made him do all that work for no reason. What type of way do you want me to go and tell my client that you did this? That's pretty messed up. But you know what? Don't worry about it. The lender then hits me up. Hey, Manny, what's up? Next one, buddy. I'm like, no, there is no next one. Because you know what? Your homegirl decided to mess up this deal. And she guaranteed me that if we use you, that you would that they would do the deal, right? And she didn't. He's like, Manny, man, I apologize. She ended up taking both sides of the deal. And that's why she didn't choose yours. I'm like, what a piece of, you know what? And but you know what? I will never work with that girl again. Her name was Summer. She's in the Pembroke Pines, Broward area. If you ever run into her, and she's a very unethical person. So if you ever run into her, I forget her last name. She's a blonde girl, Summer. She's a real asshole.
Tell her Manny sent you.
Tell her Manny sent you. Cut her head off. Nah, just kidding. I'm not like that, guys. But you know what? What goes around comes around. If you're gonna treat me like that, you're not gonna do that to my client. And then she was so fake. Like, oh my God, it was so good working with you. If I find anything, and that's just it's messed up, guys. You don't do that to people. The other day I just got bribed $20,000. The guy's like, oh Manny, I'll give you $20,000 on the side if you make this deal happen. Guys, it's not about the money, man. If anybody ever finds out that you did that, one, you lose your license. Two, that doesn't go a long way because your client that you went hard for is gonna bring you 2, 3, 4 clients to that person that was a jerk, and you're actually lying to your client to make that person get a deal to make a quick buck. In the long run, it doesn't.
I know.
It's not a good thing. Karma will get back to you. God will strike you down. You don't want that, guys. I was like, look, man, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're not gonna buy me with 20 grand. Make it 40 and I'll think about it. Nah, just kidding. I go, look, that's not gonna happen, man. I'm here for my client. I'm not gonna do that. My client is the best interest, and that's pretty messed up that you're doing that. And I had asked you not to deal with my client directly, and they went behind my back and talked to the guy, and that guy called me. He's like, Manny, what do you want me to do about this guy? I'm like, look, dude, this guy's trying to do this, this, and this. He's like, I don't want that guy in my house. If he comes again, I'm gonna slap him in the mouth. It was a New Yorker dude. He's like, I'm gonna slap him in the mouth. I go, look, don't slap anybody in the mouth. I'll tell them that they can't go to your house anymore. And that's it. That guy killed the deal. His realtor was pretty nice. That guy was a jerk. He crossed his realtor, crossed everybody. So it just goes to show you guys. Does anybody have any questions? I don't want to bore you with all these stories, but I think they're good ones to know.
I think the stories are important
Yeah.
because they put things into context.
Right.
And a tip for everyone: make a sale, make a cent, make a friend, make a fortune.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I've sold 3, 4 times to the same person just because I made them feel, and it's been to the point where they've invited me to their birthday all the way in like Marco Island or something with their family to stay over. I'm like, damn, I'm like an extended family, because like I go out of my way to treat these people like family. Violet will tell you too. I've worked some deals with her, and we've become really close to that family, and we've gotten 2, 3, 4 opportunities to sell to them, and off of them alone, like we're killing it, and we genuinely care. They have a nice organization that's to help kids, so why not? You get involved and you start hitting, like we already have them on our side, like they love us, right? But then they're gonna say, hey, look, these people are the best. Like I saw in one of my reviews that Manny's the most personable person. You definitely want to use him, blah blah blah. And I'm like, man, it goes a long way. You treat people right and it comes back to you. That's way better than conniving for 1 or 2 deals. It's not worth it. Guys, give me some feedback, give me some questions, give me something. What's up? Nobody?
I have a question.
I have a question here live.
Do all rentals need to go through PMG?
No, rentals don't go through lending because they don't do any lending.
And what about the credit?
What credit?
The credit report. Who does the
Oh, the
check?
credit report. You typically, guys, for the credit report, I'll just say it really quick since she asked. I have an agent asking who does a credit report. Basically, I asked them to do Credit Karma and print out the report that's online. You can't do it through the phone, but you can do it on the portal online. And the reason why is because a lot of these places, they have their own screening process, and if they have to pay for it, you still have to get past the contract to lease section. So you don't want to you're not going to do the screening to do the contract to lease because that's for like the association or once the actual lease agreement gets accepted. So you want to give them something to work with. Like, look, here's the background, here's the credit, what Credit Karma says. It looks solid. And like that, it takes you to the next step because they already know that their credit is somewhat good, and that's a Vantage score too. Which is typically like 30 points less than a FICO score. And it all depends. Some people are picky. Hey, I want this, I want that. But I always do the background check, go to the nearest police station. A lot of them do, it's for $5, but you got to do an appointment. The one in Miami Lakes, you can do walk-in and it's $5. There's also a tenant screening platform on the MLS, which is, what's the name of it? Rent Spree, which I don't use. I try to make it as cheap as possible, but that one for like 20 something bucks, you get one person. If you add another person, it's 30 something bucks.
You have to pay for that service for the client.
What's that? No, they pay for it. The
They
client
pay
the
for
client
it.
pays for all these things. Yeah.
That's my question.
Guys, I think we've covered everything. One more time, any questions?
Yeah, hey Manny, I had to step out. This is Janet from the Kendall office. I had to step out really quick, but I wanted to ask you, how do you go about negotiating? Because there's a lot of competition. And like, for example, I currently have like for really qualified tenants, but we can't get them to sign to get the deals. How do you negotiate? Like, how do you present these offers? How do you make it look good? Is it 200 above? Is it, like what's getting them accepted for you, or what has gotten them accepted for you in the past? That's my first question, and then my second question is, do you buy leads?
Do I what?
That was my first. That was my first question. So, like, how are you getting the applications accepted, the rental applications?
What was your second question? That's the one I didn't hear.
Oh, do you buy leads?
Oh, I do.
Buy sales,
I do, but not for rentals.
Yeah, no, not for rentals.
Not for rentals. One that's pretty good. It's a Z Buyer. It's like $450 the first time around, and I like to stay away from that in the beginning because look, a lot of the agents here are brand new, and I don't want people to waste their money on trying to get leads in the beginning if they don't have the means, because it happened to me and it put me in a bad spot. But if you guys want to know that for the more advanced agent, do you have these Z Buyer leads where you could get seller leads or buyer leads? Buyer leads are very competitive because the market right now is, there's not a lot of inventory, so it's a little harder. Sellers, of course, if you have the listing, it's easier because you control, you're in control, and you could get everybody to come to you. You have the listing, nobody's gonna take that from you. Buyers, they'll be like, I've already submitted 5 deals. They may think you're not doing your job, and it's just the market. So a way that I get offers accepted is I get $100 bill. Not just kidding. I typically call the agents. I call the agents first, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Listen, my name is Manny Sanchez. I'm with Lifestyle International Realty. I noticed that you had this property up for 10 days, whatever it is. Look, do you have any offers on it already? And they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, I already have offers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. If they already have offers, if my client likes the house, I tell them, hey, look, I understand you have an offer, but I would really love to work with you. If anything happens and it happens to fall through, could you please follow up with me? I would love an opportunity to put a backup contract, right? Or I put the backup contract already, and I tell them, look, if it falls through, I want to be next in line. I have gotten deals like this. I actually got a deal with a friend of mine that he wanted a house. We were looking. We didn't get accepted a couple times. One of the times is the guy's like, hey, man, it's looking good. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, I'm sorry, they went with another offer. He wasn't being a jerk or nothing. It's just that's what the client wanted, right? So then he called me back. He said, Manny, you're in luck. I don't know what happened, that this client just backed out, and I want to give you the opportunity. I was like, okay, cool. Let me ask you a question. Like, where do I need to be? Because I know that people are going above and this and that. He's like, Manny, look, send an offer for asking. If you feel like it, I'm not one of those agents that's out to get you, man. Like, that's what we're asking for, the asking price. And if you could work with the rest of the contingencies, like the inspection period and how many days you're going to take on the lending, then that'll probably help. And for my client, so I ended up doing it like that. Didn't put nothing over. It appraised for less. Like let me see, it was 315, like 15 grand less. And I told him, hey man, I saw that it appraised for less. You think we could do the deal? He's like, man, you know what, man, you've been pretty good with me, and yeah, I'll take the deal. I'll talk to my client, and we're good with that. And I was able to get it for 15 grand under appraised value. A lot of the times we volunteer so much, and we're like, oh my god, I'll do 100,000 over appraised without even knowing if they'll take it. So you talk to them first. Be like, hey, like let's say you're the agent. Hey, Janet, how you doing? Listen, I see you have this listed. Is it under contract? No, it's not. Okay, Janet, look, I've been really looking for my client, and I like to be very upfront. Is there any way that I could work with you to make this offer more pleasable to your client? Is there anything that I could do to make it appealing to you? Anything you would like me to shorten? Any money you would like me to put in escrow, or anything that you need to know about my client that would help you make an educated decision? Because I'm all for making this work for you and for myself. And I promise to give you a smooth transaction. I'm a very easy person to deal with. And then think about it. If you call them with something like that, trying to cater to them and how they would want the deal for you to get it accepted, instead of, hey, I'm gonna send you an offer and this and that. Yeah, like it goes a long way that you took your time. Another big thing that people do not do, a lot of people, they see the remarks, right, or the description of the property. They'll put a lot of information there. They'll put showing instructions también, like how they want you to ask to see the property. Guys, if they tell you call the agent, don't do showing assist. If they tell you showing assist, don't call the agent. You know, if you don't get a response, then you call. Always find out if they have on the top of the MLS the attachments, the little thing with the pages, because usually in those attachments, there's things that you need to know. The property may have liens, the property may have violations, anything like that. And you're spinning your wheels. It may be something that they could only do a certain type of way. It may be an investor property that may not be good for your client, and you're spinning your wheels. Always read the details. Always talk to the agents, and do your best at trying to shorten the inspection period. I typically do from 15 days. I'll do 5. Instead of 45 days, instead of the 30 days, I'll try to knock it down a little bit. I'll talk to the lender and make sure he can do it. Don't waste your time doing it if your lender can't do it. Put a nice amount of down payment down, the earnest deposit, because at the end of the day, that's not money that, you know, it goes to them or nothing like that. It goes towards your client's deal. And if you do everything correctly, their money's not going to be jeopardized. You know what I'm saying? Did that cover it for you?
Yeah, that definitely gave me perspective. That's kind of what I've been doing, like talking to them, getting a feel for them, letting them actually hear me, and not just be like robotic. Hey, I sent an offer. Let me know.
Yeah.
That has been helpful.
Okay. They don't even call you back. Like, yeah, it goes a long way, guys. Take a couple minutes. Those couple of minutes will get you further than a lot of other agents. You know.
Thank you, Manny.
You got it, Janet. Anytime. Anybody else? All right. I think I've covered enough prospecting for today. If you guys feel that you want to know anything else, you could let me know. I'll say here, or if you have any suggestions for the next one, let me know as well. Okay. Thank you guys all for signing on. I appreciate you all, and I hope that it was instrumental for you guys.
It was really knowledgeable. Thank you so much, Manny.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
You got it.
Can you share your contact, please?
For? Oh, my contact. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I was like, for who? For lender? Okay. So let me see how I do it here. I'm gonna put it in the chat. If only I could find out how to do it. Hold up. Chat. Okay, I'm gonna put my information in the chat. All right, so that's my number in the chat. If anybody wants to reach out, if you have questions, I'm here to help, guys. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, and let's rock.
Thank you.
Hey, I don't see it. I don't know why.
All right, so write it down, guys.
You didn't click send.
Yeah, I did. It's there. It says privately.
Wait, you know what? I have your business card. It's not a big deal. I have your business card.
So listen, my number is 786-299-8809. I repeat, 786-299-8809.
You gotta send it
thank you, Manny.
to me, just me.
Who are you? Who's talking?
Amaryllis Medina.
Amaryllis.
You send it to me.
Oh,
you gotta send it to everyone.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. We all learn, buddy.
Lo que pasa cuando estás viejito.
Did a great job. Appreciate it.
I'm not a techie, but I have good knowledge. All right, guys. Have a great one.
I told you to put it there.
Oye, who's that? I'm going to send the... All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Got it, brother.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
What was the number? 786?
299-8809.
What? 299? 8809. 8809.
So I recorded it. If I press N, is it still going to be there?
When you press enter, yes, talking about that you came here with the clients in the office. What happened to them?
Oh,